This is the Seller Process Podcast, where we talk about the best systems, processes, and SOPs for your Amazon business so that you can regain control of your time, build up your team, and scale your Ecom empire.
Hello, entrepreneurs. Gianmarco here. If you are serious about your business and you are eager to learn the strategies to protect it from outside threats and you want to reduce the risks you may face to go out of business and keep your brand running for the long haul, then this episode is for you. Our guest today will share with us the process he used to de-risk his business and make it an unshakable empire. We're joined today by an e-commerce veteran, Aleks Leal. Aleks has over 14 years of experience in business and has owned 25 companies, of which three of them have successfully been sold. Aside from that, he also has 8 years of experience in e-commerce, selling in different marketplaces such as Amazon, Mercado Libre, Walmart, Shopify, and eBay. He wrote 2 books, one titled How to Sell on Amazon.com and the other How to Sell on Mercado Libre. And if that's not enough, he's also the host of Wizard of Ecom Spanish podcast, dedicated to providing information, strategies, trends, and tips for entrepreneurs in the world of e-commerce. Hey, Aleksejs, how are you? Welcome to be here.
Thank you, Gianmarco. Thank you for having me. Awesome introduction.
Oh, thank you. That's great. Yeah, you deserve that. You've done a lot of things in your business. You're super active in the e-commerce space. So kudos to you. Now we're going to discuss a very interesting topic that not many people are talking about. I know you have built a quite solid system in your business that you define to make your business unshakable, right? So I really would love to dive more in depth into your system and in what is the formula that you use in your business to mitigate risks and making it unshakable, as you say.
So like you mentioned, mitigating the risk, and another one is diversification, which one interconnect with the other one. So those are 2 components that really, I think it's crucial for the business, for surviving in the e-commerce world, and I think in any business. But let me go, if you want, I can go a little bit deeper in each of the component. So mitigating the risk. So let's say in our business, product business that we basically buy and sell products, there's a lot of deals that we have on a daily basis. And how do we mitigate the risk? We try to not buy all at once, same product, same brand. And so we can basically mitigate that risk. Let's say you have a great deal and you have a specific brand, specific product, and you have to buy $200,000 worth of inventory. Okay. So how do I mitigate? How do I understand if I can buy or not? So if your business, what you need to analyze, if you buy that product, okay, and for any reason, you cannot sell that product. And again, there's so many, I don't want to go deep into it, but there's so many reasons that you just basically stuck with the inventory. Can your operation survive that? That's the question that you need to ask. Don't think about how much money you're going to make, because that's easy. You know, it's clear. If you're going to make money, then it's a good buy. But can your business afford to take the risk and basically buy those products, and if anything happened, not sell those products? Can you digest the loss? If $200,000 it's okay for you, then do it. You have a good operation, you can digest that. Now, if you cannot digest that loss, don't do it. It's not smart risk. You know, there's a lot of people saying you need to take a risk. You need to, in order to be successful in any business, you need to take risk. And I agree. You know, in business, you need to take a risk, but you need to take smart risk. You don't take risk that can basically ruin your business. That's not smart risk, okay? You need to analyze what type of risk your business, your operation can obtain. And depends on the level of your business or the time of your business, you know, it depends on the risk you can take. The bigger the operation, the bigger risk you can take. The smaller operation, the smaller risk you can take. And you can build on it. You can gradually increment and increase your business. And with that, you're going to be able to increase your also tolerance of the risk. So
Okay.
that's the way. And it can be in our case in Amazon. Let's say we have a wholesale, we have arbitrage, we have private label. We can implement that in any model of a business.
Okay, okay. So let's dive deeper actually in this. I'm curious to understand then what you really mean by diversification. What do you actually do in your business to diversify and mitigate risk? So we can give people like real life example with your business. I know you are diversified in so many categories, business models, marketplaces, and so on. So let's give people some like useful advices on how they can also build a business that it's unshakable, like the one you have built. And
So
what? Yeah, go
sure,
ahead.
sure. So I want to be clear in in one of the points. When you just a beginner, you're just starting, that's not the way to operate. Okay. Because if you just a beginner, you need to focus on one category, one platform, and try to master that one, build on it. Then once you already have solid foundation, then you can start diversifying it like I do, in different platforms, in different categories. Let's say my main, of course, I'm still have my main category, my main platform. My main platform is Amazon. My main category is supplements, but I am in different platforms like Shopify, Walmart, eBay, Mercado Libre, and I also in the different categories. I'm in baby clothes, home goods, electronics, and of course supplements. You start diversifying, and because you're diversifying, you minimizing your risk on something falling apart. Because in this business, in e-commerce, and I would say mostly in Amazon, it's very unstable if you are very deep in one of the categories and one of the platform. Tomorrow you buy one product. I'm sorry, today you buy one product, tomorrow you cannot sell that product with that platform, with that category, within that category. So you need to have other channels to sell the product, and you need to also try to diversify into different categories. So the whole operation doesn't depend just on that source of income. Okay. And I've been in this business for 8 years, and I've been seeing a lot of changes, and and I put in myself in the situations, uh, just having one platform, just being in one category, and something happened, which it happened, and it basically frees everything, and if your operation is big, you have employees, you have rent, you have business partners, you have so many things depending on it. So if you don't diversify and you don't have something lay on to just if something happens, and meanwhile you have some time maybe to fix it, you can lay on some other additional income from different platforms, different categories, meanwhile you're fixing your main one.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Totally makes sense. I agree. So, just to make sure for people who are listening, this is a strategy that we're suggesting for more advanced sellers to start implementing after they, as Alex said, you have built more solid foundations. Because obviously, in the beginning, you want to focus on one product, one niche, one category, one platform. Once you master that, then it's time to de-risking your business, going into other categories or channels. And
Exactly.
I'm curious to know your take about this. You mentioned category diversification and also channel diversification. So how do you suggest people to choose from these two? Should they like stick on selling on Amazon and just diversifying different categories, or starting from another, maybe the same category but in another channel, say like Walmart or Shopify? Where your take on that?
That's a great question. In the way I did it, I start diversifying with the different platforms with the same category. Why I say that? Because it takes less resources, because you already have products, you already have the category. Now, adding to different platforms, it's less resources that you need to put in, because it's, let's say you want to start in Shopify. Okay. You basically open your own website. I know you're gonna have to build a team, but it's gonna gradually consume you. Meanwhile, you start selling on it. Okay. If you go into different categories right away, it's gonna consume you money. Okay, more money, because you have to buy products. And I don't think you should divide as much in the beginning. You should start different platform. Once you already master, let's say, another platform, I don't advise to go like to 10 different platforms. But if you have one or two additional channels to sell, then you can start looking to another categories.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense, definitely. So first, let's put it as a priority in our diversification strategy. First, we use what the resources we already have, which means the products we already built in that category, and then we diversify first in other channels, and then after that we can create more products in different categories and diversify on that side. So sticking with channels, I'm curious to understand, like, what are what's in your experience the best channels to diversify, and how people should choose which is the best channel for them to diversify and go into next.
So my advice would be, if you depends on the channel that you are currently. Let's say if you are in a Shopify, I would definitely advise you to go into Amazon. Would be number one choice. If you are on Amazon, I will go to Shopify. Okay, I think Shopify, it's growing a lot. It gives you more and more tools to become successful in the platform. Okay, and it's basically you building your own customer database. So those are two main, I think you should basically work on. Um, eBay, you can do eBay, depends on the category that you are. I would say eBay, it's a smaller fish, but it definitely helps me to. It depends on the model you are. If you are in a wholesale or you are arbitrage, it's a good platform. If you're private label, um, I don't think it's necessary. In my case, I'm mostly in a wholesale, so a lot of products, in case I cannot sell on Amazon for some particular reason, I definitely list them on eBay and I sell them on eBay. You know.
Okay, that's interesting. So you're saying Shopify would be your number one choice for diversification of an alternative channel. But I'm curious to know, like, uh, how much of of the experience that you have on Amazon you can put on Shopify, because I think it's a totally different kind of game, right? That you have to play on Shopify. So how do you suggest people to go about on Shopify? Because it would probably take a whole new level of learning to start
Yes.
selling on Shopify.
It's like any other platform. You need to understand. You need to understand the flow. You need to understand how marketing works, how to bring the customers, how to retain the customers. It is different, but again, it's like any other platform that you will start or you're gonna work on. You need to learn it. You need to understand it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
again, a lot of learning comes with the action. So you learn as you go.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Any other channels that you think would be useful for people, let's say, for the people who has their own private label brand? Any other channels that you have experience with or you would like to recommend?
With the private label, again, I can recommend the platform that I sell, which is Mercado Libre, but I don't think it's a it's a great way to. I mean, it's a good way to expand your brand, but it's complicated in South America to import the products, the whole import taxes and the rules and regulations that they have there. Kind of, again, in my category, maybe the other category is a little bit less complicated, but in my category, which is supplements, it's a little bit difficult over there. I'm still selling, and I think it's have a great potential because it's one of the biggest South America platform, and you basically have the whole South America buying from you, but they don't have a tools yet for private label. You know, they don't have like in Amazon, we have a keywords, we have campaigns that we can create. They don't have that, you know. So if you are in the wholesale business, then maybe it's a good platform to expand because if you're selling a globally known brand, there's a lot of people looking for it to buy in Mercado Libre. You know,
Hmm.
if you just a private label, nobody knows you, and you don't have a right tools to position your brand, it's difficult.
Okay, okay. What about Walmart instead? That's another big marketplaces that we haven't talked about. What's your take?
Yes, I think Walmart is still very outdated. Okay, their backend platform or software, whatever you want to call, it's difficult to navigate. I am on it. I don't like it much. So I that's why it wouldn't be my recommendation. Again, it's another platform. Um, Maybe somebody with a different category have a better luck and they like it more, but yeah, but that would be my choice. Number one would be Amazon and Shopify.
Okay, okay, got it. We got your point then now. Definitely, you know, the best for your in your experience, the best platform to diversify into after you are already on Amazon, it's gonna be Shopify. So that's interesting. That's definitely, you know, one of the most growing platform. What I can add to that, it's in my also in my experience is also Etsy. Depending of with what kind of products you have, Etsy might be also a good platform. And if you have like say handmade products or eco-friendly products, that might be also a good channel to explore after Amazon and after Shopify.
Yeah, I'm not an Etsy, so I'm not sure. I
Okay.
know it's growing a lot, and mostly like you mentioned, on the handmade products. But I cannot give any feedback on it because I'm not on it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, we just want to give now people like a general idea of the process of how to diversify their business in order to mitigate risk as they grow. So, like now, enough for channels. Let's talk about category diversification, right? So, one something that it's debated a lot in the private label space is that whether to have, let's say, one brand with all kinds of products like in different categories, or one brand very specific very specifically focused on one category. So in this strategy, like how do you see these things playing out? Because should we put everything in one brand, or in our diversification strategy do you suggest also to create several little brands, each one in different niches?
So yeah, I definitely if we're talking about one brand, I wouldn't diversify in different categories within one brand. But you can open a different brands and you can be in a different categories with having like a child company and have a different category of the product. But yeah, I definitely don't recommend having a bunch of different products, different categories within one brand.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's great. We agree with that. I wanted to ask you this question. Obviously, I have my own strategy and take opinion on that, and I definitely can say I would also not create one brand with several different products. Although I've seen some people succeeding at that, but I think we're moving toward a world with that it's more dominated by brands. And if you own like a real brand, you must focus on one customer avatar, which means you cannot go too broad in categories. Okay, so that's definitely a good point. Okay, so then now, what else should we know to or do about risk mitigations to bulletproof our business? Anything else?
Well, My advice would be, again, it depends on at what level you are in your business. But I see a lot of people starting the journey of e-commerce, and they get into Amazon or any other platforms, and I see them very in a rush. You know, they wanna make $1 million in few months. You know, and it doesn't work like that. This is not a side hustle. This is not just something that you do decide. This is a real business. It takes time, takes knowledge to build, you know, and there's gonna be a lot of um, things that you need to learn in a process. You know, it's gonna take you months or years to understand the platform. And with that said, it's still changing so much that you have to always be up to date and understand those changes. So again, my advice, I see so many people failing in this journey because they just go, they want to go so fast, you know, they want to run before they understand how to crawl, you know, and they're launching, or they go into wholesale business or launching a new product, and they want to sell millions of dollars in next month, you know, because they see somebody doing it, but they've been in business years, 5 years, 8 years, 10, 15 years, and that's why they're selling millions of dollars. But believe me, it's not it takes time and patience, you know, to understand how the platform works, to understand if it's a private label, you need to build the brand. It's not just listing a product and start selling. It's not going to happen. You need to build a brand. You need to build a nice logo. You need to have your own website. You need to have your social media presence, some sort of a community. You know, if you're on a wholesale, it's not just buying one product, put all your money in one product. You need to diversify into different products, try to minimize your risk of suspension because you're selling some product that you cannot sell. You need to understand, you need to learn, try to gather all information as possible. You know, there is a lot of good information out there, and it's most of the time it's free. You know, a lot of people want to just pay $5,000 on a specific course and they want to make $1 million next month. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I totally agree. Need to be patient, obviously. One thing I was curious to go deeper into was that you know, in the slides that we spoke about in our pre interview conversation, you told me you had this presentation in a Amazon conference recently, talking about the different types of risk mitigation, four types. I think you identified four types of risk mitigation. And by the way, guys, you will have these slides that we're talking about, you know, about this whole risk mitigation process that we are discussing now. You will find it as usual as a complementary material of this episode. Just go to thesellerprocess.com and find it in the show notes or in the description in the YouTube video. So about that, did you have some words about that to understand what are the different types of risk mitigation that we can implement in our business?
I mean, I think we go over all of them, but when I know we're talking about the four pillars. So you basically, did you accept the risk? Do you avoid the risk? Do you find a way to meet to basically have less risk? And in that case, what I meant is, let's say you have to buy X amount of money of a specific product. How can you basically, if you have to buy it, you want to buy it, what can you do to basically don't put so much risk in it? And what I do is, you find somebody can buy that product with you. So let's say you buy 50%, the other person buy another 50%, or you find another channels that you sure that you can sell those products and don't just rely on one platform to sell that product. You know, those type of basically analyze that you can do when you make a purchase. And that can be used in any model. Again, it can be used in a private label as well. In the private label, you have a lot of what I call MOQs in with the manufacturer. So sometimes they tell you, I don't know, you have to buy 10,000 units of one product in order to get a competitive cost for you. So can you afford that? Can you do that? Can you buy 10,000 units and something happens? You cannot sell it. Can you digest that? A lot of small brands cannot do that. No? So you need to find a way that you can sell that product to some, maybe co-buy that product and be basically wholesale that product to another seller and be 50-50 with that purchase. Or you can maybe sell internationally as well to some clients. So you don't have to put all your money and risk everything in only one product or few products, you know?
Mhm. Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, so just to summarize, that this four types of risks, every risk, you have to think it through and understand if you can accept it, avoid it, transfer it to someone else, or reduce it, as Alex just mentioned. All right, so before we close, I'd like to know your take on the most common mistakes you see people doing uh, that put their business at risks, and how can we avoid those?
Well, the most common, like I think I mentioned a few of them. Basically, people trying to just think about the profit of a specific deal or a specific product, and they don't understand their operation and understand the risk they can take for their operation. I think that's a common error. Another common error is people trying to do everything themselves and not looking for a team um, so they can delegate. In this business, when you start in the beginning, maybe you can do everything, and I would say maybe for 1 month. Then you're gonna start seeing that there's so much to do, and if you don't delegate, okay, you don't find a team. It can be virtual assistant. It can be maybe somebody with you in a business, like a business partner. You will not grow. You will not grow your business if you don't delegate and you don't find a way to spread all the things that you need to do, because it's a lot. You have so many moving parts. You have a real business to run. You have a platform that you need to understand, product sourcing. There's a lot of components that need to be done. If you don't delegate, you don't find a team that can help you, or you hire somebody, you're not going to grow. Okay. So that's another common mistake. And the other one that I mentioned is people trying to run and make $1 million in no time, and they make fatal mistakes that can basically or put their out of business or get the account suspended or whatnot, because they're desperate and they don't understand it's a process you have to go through, and they fail.
Yeah, totally. Those are things, of course, we need to be aware, and I hope now we streamline. What are the steps and the ways we can de-risk our business and make it unshakable, diversifying categories, diversifying channels, and mitigating risks by transferring it or reducing it with whatever we have in our hands to do it. So, guys, as I always repeat, the key to success is to emulate the best. So listen what Alex just said. De-risk your business after you have created solid foundations, so that your business will be able to run for decades to come. All right. So, Alex, thank you very much. How can people find you if they would like to reach out and ask any questions?
Well, it's very easy to find me as long as you know how to spell my name. My name is very hard to spell, but I'm the only one in the whole United States that have this name. So if you know how to spell it, we're going to spell it now. You can find me in any social media like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. I'm everywhere. I'm also have, like you mentioned, a podcast in Spanish. We give a lot of good content, tactics, strategy, and how to excel in your business. And so my name it's ALE Ksejs, which is my first name, and my last name is Leal. And again, you just Google that and everything is going to pop out and you're going to find me in anywhere you want to follow me. I always provide a content. I'm also love to help, anybody can DM me with any questions they want about anything we talked or any other thing related to e-commerce. And I'm very gladly can help them.
For sure, guys. I can tell you, Alex or Aleksejs. I like to do it short, make it short. It's a true giver, so really take advantage of that to ask him questions if you want to go deeper into some of the information we just shared. And remember that you can download the slides that goes a bit deeper into what we just mentioned. You can find them at thesellerprocess.com or in the description of the YouTube video. All right, thank you very much, Aleksejs, for being here, and I hope to see you in the next episode.
Thank you for having me.
Hey entrepreneurs, I hope you enjoyed the episode and learned something from the interview. If you're serious about creating systems for your business, automating processes and building up your team so that you can transfer the tedious daily tasks in order to focus on more high-level strategic tasks and work on your business and not in your business, I've created a guide for Amazon sellers named Capturing Systems and Creating SOPs that you can find at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook, where you will learn how to leverage systems and SOPs in your Amazon business so that you can accomplish more by working less, optimize your time, automate and delegate tasks, and reap the benefits of being a true business owner and not simply an operator in your own business. Go download the ebook at thesellerprocess.com/systems ebook and start implementing all the tips and insights that I share with you, and leave us a review or a comment to let us know how the content we are sharing here is making an impact in your business. And have a productive week.